Right. In this video, this is section 2.3, linear functions and slope. If you would go to your second page, down here where it has the table, let's fill in the graph. So this is increasing from left to right. So this graph would look like an increasing line, and we would consider this slope would be positive. If it's decreasing from left to right, we would consider that a negative slope. A horizontal line is a zero slope. A vertical line is considered to be undefined. All right, so we're going to be working with all different types of lines. So here we go. So if you would turn to the page where it says graphing y equals mx plus b using the slope-intercept form. All right, so the slope-intercept form is slope-intercept form is y is equal to mx plus b. All right, so here's an example. Graph the equation y equals 1/2 x plus 3. So y equals mx plus b. M is your slope, b is your y-intercept. So we start with the y-intercept and we go 1, 2, 3, put a point there. Then our slope here, this is our rise. So we're going to go up 1 and 2 is our run, and we're going to go in the positive direction. So from this, we're going to go up 1 and over 2. 1, 2. Up 1 and over 2. And for a good line, we only need 3 points. So there we go. There's our 3 points. Connect the dots, and we're finished. Okay, moving on. The second one says an equation of a horizontal line, which has a horizontal line has a zero slope. So let's turn the page. This next page talks about all the different types of lines that we're going to work with. So we're going to turn the page and let's do some practice exercises. All right. So the first one it says here is an exercise 1 through 3. Find the slope of a line passing through each pair of points or state that the slope is undefined. Right, so here we go. So we're going to use the formula of m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's move that down for you. So this basically is saying what's the change in the y's? What's the difference in the y's? What's the difference in our x's? There we go. M is equal to. And generally, this is the first point, x1, y1, x2, y2. So we'll start here and we'll go 2 minus 1, 2, 1 minus 1, and then 2 minus negative 2. So 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 negatives make a positive. So this would be 1/4. So our slope here would be that we would, if we were to graph it, we would go up 1 and to the right 4. So this is considered, the fraction is positive, so this is a positive slope. All right, let's try the next one. So we have find the slope of the point 4, negative 2, and 3, negative 2. Now, you could switch this. You could make this x, this could be your second point and your first point. So if it's easier, you can do this. I'm going to circle my y's. I like circling my y's so I don't get my numbers mixed up. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to go negative 2 minus negative 2. And then my x's, I'm going to go 4 minus 3. You would get the same answer if you went in reverse. I just like reading things left to right. So this becomes a positive. So this would be negative 2 plus 2 over 4 minus 3 is 1. Negative 2 over 2 is 0 over 1, which is 0. So my slope here is a 0 slope. Which is that a vertical line or a horizontal? And it would be a horizontal. What's a horizontal line? Because it has no slope, a horizontal line. This is a horizontal line. There is no slant there. All right, let's do the next one. Number 3, we have the point 5, 3, and 5 and negative 2. So I'm going to circle my y values. So that's where I'm going to start. And I'm going to go 3 minus negative 2. And then I'm going to go 5 minus 5. I have 2 negatives, so that's going to make that a positive. And I have 5 minus 5, which is 0. So this is 5 over 0, which is undefined. So then my undefined slope, because I can't get a number when I have 0 in the denominator, this is a vertical line. Because it is pretty impossible. Like this is a vertical line right here. There's no slope. Like it's impossible to go up that slant. Okay. Well, now for the next example, it says here, use the given conditions to write equation for each line in in point slope form. So this right here is a form we need to know, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x subscript 1. These are your points. All right, so let's fill this in. So slope is negative 1. Let's do this. Y minus, I need the y value of my point, which is negative 2. So I'm going to go negative 2 is equal to my slope, which is negative 1. And then I'm going to go x minus, and what is this represents the x point of my equation, which is negative 1/2. Now this is in point slope form, but see these double negatives? We need to change that. So we need to simplify it a little bit more. We're going to go y plus 2 equals negative 1 x plus 1/2. Now this is considered the point slope form. Now some people might say, well, do I have to put the negative 1? You could write it like this, y plus 2 equals negative x plus 1/2. Either way would be okay. And this is considered the point, because here's my point, slope, there's my slope. Okay. So the second part of this says change this into the slope-intercept form. Well, the slope-intercept form is a y equals mx plus b. Well, right now, I've got to get where y is by itself. All right, so for the slope-intercept form, we're going to start off with y plus 2 equals, put my negative 1 back there, just x plus 1/2. So I'm going to first distribute following order of operations. So negative 1 times x gives me negative x. Negative 1 times 1/2 gives me a negative 1/2. Then I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. So I'm going to have here y is equal to negative x minus 1/2 minus 2, because I'm going to move this over here. Okay, move this over here, so it becomes a minus 2. So now I'm going to simplify. Y is equal to negative x. Well, negative 1/2 plus negative 2 would give me negative 2.5. but we rarely see that as a decimal, so you could also write it as y is equal to negative x minus 5 over 2. Now this is in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx, there's my negative 1 slope, minus, or plus a negative, and that's my b. My y-intercept is going to be at negative 5/2. All right, let's go on to the next page. Okay, so they want us to do the same thing where we're going to be writing this in point slope form and then also in slope intercept form. So let's start off with point slope, which is y minus y subscript 1 equals m over x minus x subscript 1. Right? Says slope is equal to 1/2. It's passing through the origin. Okay, so my point here is 0, 0. All right, so this is y minus 0 equals my slope is 1/2 x minus 0. Well, there's my point slope form, but that is the form because there's my slope and there's my point. Okay, well, let's do the slope intercept form. Slope intercept, which is y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to go y minus 0 equals 1/2 x minus 0. I'm going to distribute first. So I'm going to go 1/2 times x. Oh, let me put this y minus 0 equals 1/2 x. 1/2 times 0 is 0. Well, this is just 0. So this is y is equal to 1/2 x. And I am done. Should have put a box around these too. There we go. Where my slope is 1/2. There's my m plus 0. My y-intercept is 0. Great. Let's go to number 6. Number 6 says, passing through the points negative 3, 0, and 0, 0. So point slope form. So point slope is y minus y1 equals m x minus x subscript 1. Well, I have the point, but I don't have the slope. So this time I'm going to have to go back and use my slope formula. So m equals, all right, I'm going to circle my y's, and I'm going to go 0 minus 3 over my x's, negative 3 minus 0. So this is equal to 0 is negative 3. Negative 3 minus 0 is negative 3. Negative 3 divided by negative 3 is 1. So my slope is 1 for this. So here we go. Y minus, now it doesn't matter which point you use, you're going to get the same answer. So I'm going to use this one because it doesn't have any negatives. So I'm going to go y minus 3, because that's my y value, is equal to my slope, which is 1, times x minus 0. So I'm done. That is my point slope form. So if I'm going to use my slope intercept form, I'm going to use that first, which is y is equal to mx plus b. I'm going to go y minus 3 is equal to 1 times x minus 0. I'm going to distribute first. So let me put my y minus 3 is equal to 1 times x, which is 1x minus 1 times 0. Oh, I don't even need to put that. That's just 0. I'm going to bring the 3 over here. So this is going to be y is equal to 1x plus 3. And there we go, slope-intercept form. 1 is my slope, 3 is my y-intercept. Okay, well, let's see what we have next. We have some more practice ones where they want us to find and put it in the point slope form. Oh, let me get this down. There we go. Sorry about that. So let's do some more practice. Why don't you go ahead and stop the video and see if you can try this on your own. Great. So the answer for this is first you would find the slope, and your slope would be, I'm going to circle my y's. So this would be -1 minus -1 over -3 minus 4. This becomes positive, so this would be -1 plus 1 over -7, which is equal to 0 over -7, which means my slope is 0. Okay, so for the point slope form, I would have y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Again, it doesn't matter which point. I'd probably choose this one because it only has one negative. And I would go 1 minus -1 equals, well, my slope is 0, so this would be 0, and x minus 4. There we go. There's, well, we've got this double negative, so let's change that to positive. X plus 1 is equal to 0, x minus 4. So there is my point slope form. For my slope intercept, which is y equals mx plus b, this would be, I would go y plus 1 is equal to 0, x minus 4. I would distribute. All right, so this would be y plus 1 is equal to 0 minus 0. Okay, so 0 minus 0 is 0, so I'm going to bring the 1 to the other side, so this is y is equal to -1. And I'd be done. So this one, all my y's have to be -1. So this would be like I could put in 4 and it would be -1. And since my slope is 0, okay, that tells me that this is a horizontal line. Anyways, we'll move on. So number 8. So they want us to work on number 8. And for this one, it says that the x-intercept is equal to -2. So we have to go, okay, if it's on x-intercept, that means that x is -2 and y is 0. So that's what they're asking for us to do with that one. We're kind of using our vocabulary, right, on this one. And then for number 9, oh, let's finish number 8. So why don't you stop the video and try this one? All right, for number 8, you should have gotten, so for the slope, it would have been m is equal to, and I'm going to circle my y's. So this would be 4 minus 0 over 2 minus -2. So this would be 4 over 2 plus 2, which would give me 4 over 4, which gives me 1. So then we would do the point slope form. Again, you could choose either point. I would go y minus, I'd probably use this one because it's all positive. So y minus 4 is equal to my slope of 1, x minus 2. And I'm done with the point-slope form. With the slope-intercept form, which is y is equal to mx plus b. I'm going to use this first. This is going to go y minus 4 is equal to 1 times x minus 2. I'm going to distribute. So this would be y minus 4 is equal to 1x minus 2. I'm going to bring my 4 to the other side, so it's going to become a positive 4. So this would be y is equal to 1x minus 2 plus 4. So y is equal to 1x plus 2. And there is my slope-intercept form. My slope is 1, my y-intercept is 2. All right. Last one of these type. The x-intercept here is negative 1/2, 0. And the y-intercept here is going to be 0, 4. So this one we're going to have to first find the slope. And then you could use either point. I would probably use this point to find both forms. So I'm going to have you stop the video and see what you come up with. All right. For my slope here, I got 8. For the point slope, and I used this point right here. For the point slope, I got y minus 4 equals 8x minus 0. All right, and then for the slope-intercept, I got y equals 8x plus 4. All right, so this is going to be the end of part 1, and I'm going to finish up the notes on part 2. Thank you.